y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Stasiaa, and yes, I've been going for a really long time, right? But as y'all can see by the title of this video, I have been reinventing myself, and it was through isolation, sacrifice, and surrendering. So I know it doesn't make up for anything or excuse my absence, but I felt like it was more important for me to be present within myself and absent from everything else, if that makes sense. But anyway, notice how I didn't say how to reinvent yourself, and that's because I feel like everyone's journey is sacred and different for them. Us as individuals, we will never have the same walk or path in life. So it's not up to me to tell you how to reinvent yourself or how to heal or how to do any of that. All I can do is just share some tips with you that has been helping me throughout my journey. And that's the whole purpose of this video today. So yeah, enough of me rambling. We're going to go ahead and get into this video. And the first question I have for myself is, what led me to this point? And if I had to sum it up into one word, it would be uncomfortability. Just completely uncomfortable. Just uncomfortable. Like, I was uncomfortable in every single aspect of my life. And it was just terrible, y'all. Like, I was not happy with the people around me, the environment I was in. I mean, my jobs, family, friends, just everything just made me so uncomfortable. Nothing was for me anymore. Like, a lot of people were not for me anymore. Like, I was just in a place of pure uncomfortability that it just didn't make any sense, and that's what gave me the push I needed to get where I am today. Okay. And I feel like, I ain't gonna say I know for a fact that was nobody but God, because us as humans, we have a terrible habit of being complacent and just comfortable being uncomfortable. It's like we will continue to stay in a place that no longer serves us because we are comfortable being there, even if it makes us uncomfortable, even if we're hurting, even if we're depressed. For some reason, we just stay there. And it's like, I didn't want that for myself anymore. I didn't want it, period. I knew I had to get up and move, but God knew in order for me to move, He had to make me uncomfortable. So the first thing for me was isolation. And the reason I chose isolation first was because it's so easy for us to pinpoint what others are doing wrong, and we try to correct the world and fix the world. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to point out where I was going wrong and fix myself. So me personally, I felt like the best way for me to do that was to isolate myself and remove myself from everything else, okay? Because I wanted to get to the center, the core of the problem, and the problem was me. It was me. Like, me being an adult, taking complete accountability for everything that was going on in my life. The problem was me. Now, and more than likely, if you feeling the same way, the problem is you too. That's just me being completely honest and blunt. And I say that now, I'm not talking about anything that's like a traumatic experience or something like that. No, I would never, blame anything on you that had absolutely nothing to do with you and that was completely out of your control. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is situations that we place ourselves in unbeknownst, right? But then when it doesn't work out or everything hits the fan, it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. How did I end up here? And why? This, that, and third. It's like, and we go down this list of playing the blame game and that blame game. And it's just like, that's so corny to me. It's so whack. I don't have time for it. I am completely okay with taking accountability for where I go wrong. I take full accountability for why my life was how it was, because had I not been the type of person I was, I would not have been attracting those people, places, and things, right? So that's why I chose to isolate myself, so I could come to that realization. And now, a lot of people, I feel like it's mixed feelings when it comes to isolation, because some people look at isolation as if it's a bad thing, which, don't get me wrong, isolation can be terrible for some people if we lack wisdom. It's like, you cannot go into a season of isolation if you have if you don't have any wisdom, because then you will probably more than likely end up in a way worse situation than you were initially. So first and foremost, you got to have some type of smarts. Okay, you have to have some type of knowledge and wisdom from God to be able to handle such a lonely season. And it's going to feel dark too, even at times, like such a lonely, dark season. You have to have wisdom from God in order to be able to navigate through it successfully and not, like I said, end up worse off than you started. Moving on, we're going to talk about sacrifice. So throughout this journey, I had to sacrifice a lot. And the sacrifices I made was removing myself from those friends, certain family members, job, ooh, men. Okay, I had to sacrifice. I had to make some sacrifices. Is am I? I'm sorry, y'all. Bella did not change, y'all. I'm trying to change. I am changing, but Bella is not changing at all. And I need to go pray for her for a minute. So I'll be back. Yeah, I gave up a lot of things. A lot of things. And it was because I knew deep down that I had to make a sacrifice. Like Nastasia, if you want to be your higher self, your greatest self, right? How can you reach that if you still choose to surround yourself by people who do not view you the way you view yourself? With people who do not, they take from you and they don't give. Like when you pour into them, now you walk away feeling empty because it's not a replenishing thing. Like it's not a, yeah, I was missing that from a lot of people. We want to be surrounded by people. We want friends. That's a normal thing. We want to be in love. We want to be in relationships. We want to have great jobs and careers. We want that. That's a natural trait for humans to have, right? But it's like when you're really not getting that and you're forcing that to, you trying to force it to be something that it's not, it's like you're only hurting yourself more. So like I said, I sacrificed those things. I gave them up. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Like, it's just going to be me for a season. It's just going to be me for a while. But yeah, like, I'm okay with that because it's like I had to realize that I needed me more than they needed me. You know, like, if all else fails, don't ever fail yourself. Like, ever, period. Like nothing in this world is worth you failing yourself. Everyone else might walk away, everyone else might leave you, but it's like if you fail yourself, then what do you really have? What do you really stand for? Nothing. So I had to get that stuff up because I'm more important than that. Period. And yeah, you have to also trust that he will bring the correct people into your life. So although you are releasing what no longer serves you, you have to be ready to receive what God has for you and who God has for you. And you can't expect for God to bless you with things, right? Where is it going to fit when you got all of this unwanted energy, unwanted stuff that no longer serves you? You so crowded with that. So how do you expect to have space to receive what God has for you? It just does not, it doesn't work. It does not add it up. Okay. The math ain't mathing, right? So I had to remove that, right? Work on me and trust that God is sending people who need to be here, who serve me, places that I need to be in, energies that I need to feel and connect with. I trust that He's sending that. And that brings us to number 3, y'all. Like, oh my God. Surrender. I'm still struggling with surrendering to this day. Like, y'all, surrendering is no joke. And what I mean by surrendering is, for one, surrendering to God. When I came to the realization that I'm nothing without God, okay? We as humans may think we are in control, but baby, we are not. God is in control. I cannot stress that enough. It's like, and I struggle with control sometimes because I feel like if I am in control, I won't be hurt, period, because I'm in control. So if I'm controlling and dictating how everything is going, it's like once I see that you ain't real right, I bye. Like, bye. It's nothing for me to just buy, okay? But that's a control thing. It's like, Nastasia, everything is not going to go how you want it to go, when you want it to go, where do you want. Y'all, I struggled with control. I had to surrender and say, God, look, I know I'm not in control. It's gonna be hard for me to give certain things up. It's gonna be hard to shift my paradigm, like to change the way I've been thinking for so many years, like to see things from a different light and a different perspective, because I want to be in control. I had to surrender to God and surrender to my higher self. Like, I realized that I cannot become my higher self if I don't surrender and let go of who I once was. I hope all of this is making sense. I know this video, like I said, is kind of all over the place a little bit, but it's just so much. It's so much to talk about. So yeah, moving on to where am I now? I'm not sure if y'all can tell, but I am in a much better place, like in every aspect of my life, like mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I am just like so at peace and so happy, and it's genuine. Like, it's a genuine happiness. And I have not felt this way ever. Like, ever. Like, my life wasn't horrible, of course not. Like, I wish everybody the best. Like, I really love and miss my peoples, okay? The people that was my peoples at the time. I really miss them and I love them. But like I said, we no longer serve each other. But the place I'm in right now, I feel so good, y'all, just being with me. Like, just thugging it out with me. Like, just learning everything it is to learn about Anastasia and the woman God has created me to be. Like, I am so in love with myself. I value myself so much more now, to the point I'm not playing with nobody, okay? Like I said, I'm just in a much better place. I thank God for the journey that he has placed me on. Like I said, I'm far from finished. It's far from over. This is still technically the beginning for me, but I've come a long way and I'm very proud of that. Like, do I have a lot to work on? Yes, I do. But anyway, yes. So to close out this video, I do want to just let y'all know what to expect from me in the future. It will be videos like this. I'm just going to be honest. Yes, I love hair. I love makeup. I love fashion. I love it all. That will always be the stage, okay? So that's not going anywhere. But I would love to just incorporate more videos like this, because this is me, okay? That stuff is me too, but this is me. This is the core of me, who I am. And I've always had a passion for helping people, but it's like extreme now. Like, not saying I could change the world or anything like that, but I'm so in love with myself, y'all. I'm so in love with this journey that I'm on. I'm so in love with God. And I want the same for each and every person that's watching this video. And even the ones that would never come across this channel a day in their life. Like, I want this feeling for everybody, because everybody deserves it. And I know with some people out there that feel better than me. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to really, man, listen, okay? But this is just my journey. This is just who I am. I am inviting y'all in with me. You know, every day won't be great, but is it worth it? Yes, it is so worth it. Like, the reward is so rewarding. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all today. Do not forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. And stay tuned, because I have another awesome upload for y'all coming real soon. Okay? So yeah, I love y'all.